Hey girls, how are we doing? So, Easter weekend is coming up. I've had a couple of conversations with some of you about Easter weekend, how we're going to manage it. A lot of us have events, maybe a night out, maybe a meal out, maybe just wanting to enjoy it with the kids as well. So, we're going to run through a couple of things on how we're going to be better set up for it and feeling a lot less stressed and more at ease coming into the weekend, okay? So, first things first, when we're going to go through this, it's a few little things we're going to go through. We're going to go through our mindset. We're going to go through breaking down the events of what we have on, plan of action when it comes to alcohol if we are going out, and also just realigning with our values as well. Okay, so let's get stuck in. So first things first is we need to reframe our mindset, right? The bank holiday is 2 days, typically, right? Some of us may be off from Friday, but the bank holiday is 2 days, always. It's Sunday and it's Monday, right? Typically, we usually have Saturday and Sunday off, and really we only have one additional day off, right? When you break that down, I want you to realign yourself here, right? Just because we have an extra day off and we have an extra day for the weekend, it's only the 2 days that are added here are only 28.5% of your week, right? It's not that big, so let's not overwhelm ourselves by thinking it's going to make a massive, massive difference to us, okay? We just want to realign first right now. What is our goal right now? Are we in a fat loss phase? Are we in a building phase? Are we in a maintenance phase? Or are we actually just looking for a little bit of balance, right? And with this, there will be a small little tweak that we will do depending on what our goal is right now. And I think the thing to ask yourself here as well is, what do you value going into this weekend? And this is the thing, girls. If we know what we value going in, we know what we're going to do, we know what we want to do, there is no need to feel guilty as a result of doing that, because we walked into the weekend with that plan and with that value. So first things first is, even if we are in a fat loss phase, it's okay to change your goal for this weekend, and that's okay. The main thing is that we get back in after it. I want you to ask yourself right now, right, for this weekend coming up, what do you value? Do you value your calorie deficit? Do you value your dieting phase right now? And if it's a no, that's okay. We don't need to feel bad about that. It's going to change from time to time. But ask yourself, what do you value going into this weekend right now? Do you value the memories and connections with the kids? Do you value meeting up with the friends you haven't met in a while and going out for a couple of drinks? Do you value the family dinner that you're going to go out for? And that's okay to value that. We don't need to be drill sergeants smashing our deficit all the time. If we're stepping up on stage and being bodybuilders, yeah, sure, we need to be way more stricter, but having a little bit more flexibility this weekend is okay, all right? So we're going to stop the overwhelm and stress, and we're going to figure out how we can actually manage it. So for the bank holiday, for this weekend, what is the plan? What is the event here? Are we going off for the day with kids? Is there a brunch with the girls? Is there a dinner? Is there a night out? Is there a weekend away? What is happening, right? Once we have a clear picture of what's actually going on, it's way easier to plan for that as well. So with that, if we are going out for a few drinks, and if we are going out with, like, you know, the girls and having a couple of drinks, just a reminder that alcohol does dehydrate the body. Alcohol usually means less sleep. Less sleep usually means ghrelin hormone increases, right? So it does mean it's harder to get back into the swing of things after. So just be aware of that. Don't absolutely go wild. Learn to loosen the reins without losing the reins. Now, if we are in deficit, and if we are trying to still make a little bit more conscious choices when it comes to our meal out or even our alcohol for the weekend, there is some options we can do. If we are looking at our wines, these are our calories, okay? Calories are here. So if you are looking at a slightly lower calorie wine, what I would be looking at here is either Prosecco or red wine, right? Just keep an eye on the actual milliliters of the serving, right? Because there's a big difference here between 125 mils of red wine and 175 mils of red wine. From 95 calories up to 133 calories, okay? Per glass. So just keep an eye on that, okay? So that's our calories if we are drinking wines. This is our calories if we are doing cocktails. Just keep an eye on the calories here. Sex on the Beach is 234 calories, which is quite high. If we are looking for one that is the lowest calories, it's more so the Aperol Spritz, or even the mojitos or the espresso martinis. They are that little bit lower in calories if we are looking for a slightly lower calorie alcohol, okay? Or cocktail. If we're looking at beers, have a look. These are all the numbers. You can screenshot this. I'll give you a second to do it. Just keep an eye on that. There is other ones as well, like, you know, you can get the Bulmers Light. You can get, I think Orchard Thieves have the light one as well, or a less sugar one. Which will also help reduce calories as well. But just keep an eye on how many drinks we are having. Have a couple of waters during the night as well. We don't need to keep drinking pints and pints and glasses of alcohol. We can have some water in between to stay some bit hydrated. Also remembering, right, this weekend is with the social events and the tracking, whether it's a meal out, whether it is a night out, whether it's a weekend away, we can bring our calories up to maintenance for the weekend. Give ourselves a little bit more wiggle room and also still be in a decent position. That we don't press the fuck it button, that we manage it as best as we can. And the thing with this as well is to make sure that you bring your calories up between, depending on how deep your deficit is right now, bringing your calories up between 300 and 500 calories, right? That's going to bring us up to maintenance for the weekend. Now, if we keep maintenance at the weekend, but nail our deficit for the rest of the week, we will still be in a good position and we may possibly still drop a little bit of body fat over the course of that week. But we need to make sure we are at that maintenance calories, not going over it, okay? Also, we have an opportunity here to explore and improve our intuitive eating, to maybe take a break away from the tracking for the weekend, but make more conscious choices. What I will definitely say when it comes to the social events and tracking is, what is the event? Is it just the meal out? That does not mean we have to go press the button for the whole day and eat chocolate for breakfast, not have it at lunch, or get a takeaway, and then get a takeaway before going out that night because we're going out that night. Girl, we don't need that. That is literally self-sabotage, and it's not helpful. So if we have a meal out, if we're going out for the night, we get a decent breakfast in, we get a decent lunch in, we get a decent meal in before we go out, which is going to help us with our hunger levels during the day. It's going to mean that we're not absolutely plastered because we have nothing to eat all day and now we're just filling ourselves up with alcohol. And it will also help to soak the alcohol up, that we will not be that hungover the following day. All right? So the steps to success when it comes to social events and tracking as well, right? Make some conscious choices. Allow yourself some of the soul foods. Get your micronutrients in. Activity and water. So steps and water is key here. And the main thing here is, like I said there, is get back on track on the next meal. Win the next meal. You don't need to. If you're going out on Friday, if you're going out on Saturday night, you don't need to say, fuck it, I'll start again on Monday. Oh wait, Monday's the bank holiday. I'll start again on Tuesday. We're just prolonging any sort of progress for ourselves. It's not helpful. We've one meal out, we've one event out. That's perfectly fine. Enjoy it, move on. Draw the line, move forward, okay? The benefits of a maintenance phase, if we are bringing our calories to maintenance for the weekend, it gives us more food flexibility, right? And also, if it is a case of going onto a diet break or a tracking break, it is that chance to explore and improve our intuitive eating as well. Typically for the course of the weekend, depending if you are in that dieting phase, I would say Friday's Good Friday, it's going to be the same as usual. Saturday, unless you're going out that night, might be a little bit different. Sunday, you probably have the bit of chocolate, perfectly fine. What I will say here is act like an adult, right? We're not having chocolate for breakfast on its own. We're still going to get our decent breakfast in. If we want to add some chocolate into our oats, if we want to add some chocolate into, our whatever we're having, or have a bit of chocolate on the side, perfectly fine. But we're going to get a balanced meal in before we go to town on the chocolates, okay? We're still keeping our 3 regular meals during the day, and we can have that little bit of chocolate as well. If we are on that diet break, right, consistency with nutrition is key. I would still say over the course of this weekend, even though we are off for maybe 4 days or 5 days, or even if we're off because the kids are off for Easter, keep consistency with your nutrition. Look for your 4 pillars in each meal. Keep your meal times regular, right? And I don't mean this in terms of push your breakfast out 3 hours. Girl, that's not going to do anything for us. We're going to be starving and we're going to be overeating that night. We're not skipping lunch. We're going to try keep the meal times the same. Check in with yourself during the day. Am I hungry? Am I snackish? Am I bored? How am I actually feeling? There is going to be more chocolate around this weekend. There is going to be more treats and maybe desserts and stuff as well, and that's perfectly fine. But ask yourself the question of, do you want it, or are you just having it for the sake of it? And the thing here as well is that the chocolate will be there for a couple of days after as well. We're giving ourselves unconditional permission to eat if we want it, but it has to be a fuck yes if we actually are going to have it. If it's just we're just eating it for the sake of it, leave it until you want it, all right? So, like I said, the basics apply with nutrition, always, right? Protein source, carb source, micronutrients, and our fat source in each meal. Build our plate up, allow ourselves a bit of chocolate as dessert if we want it after. So, key to managing the bank holiday, right? Plan in advance. What's the event? What do we value? And if we haven't already discussed this together, send me a message and let me know what you are planning for the weekend, and let's come up with a plan together. A lot of you have already had a conversation with me around this in your check-ins this week, but if you haven't or plans do pop up, text me, let me know, we can work through it together. Use the weekend to get ahead also, right, for the week next week. Fill up your social cup, reset when you get home, and enjoy the Easter weekend, okay? That is the main thing here, okay? So Easter weekend, right? The bank holiday is one extra day that we're off. We usually have social events during this time, and that's perfectly fine, right? We're not going to sweat the small stuff. We're not going to stress about the extra bit of chocolate. I know you're going to see videos upon videos of you'd have to eat 10 Easter eggs in order to gain 1 kg of body fat, blah, 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 blah. It's not helpful, right? The main thing we do right now is we still keep our usual routine when it comes to food. Our 3 meals, we allow ourselves that bit of chocolate, but also remember, girls, if you want the bit of chocolate during the week, again, you can have it. We have unconditional permission to eat. We don't need to go freaking wild at the weekend with 7 different Easter eggs, one after another. Like, we don't restrict back our chocolate from one week to the next anyways. This isn't a case that we haven't been eating chocolate for the last year and all of a sudden it's Easter. We haven't eaten chocolate since last Easter and all of a sudden it's a case of, oh my God, we haven't had chocolate since last year. We allow ourselves a bit of chocolate each week. And I know there's going to be more chocolate and sweets and stuff around the house next week. What I would say to yourself is allow yourself a little bit every day next week. Not having this case of, oh, I need to pull away from the chocolate now and having this binge restrict cycle. Not helpful. Allow yourself it in moderation during the week and knowing in your head you have unconditional permission to eat this if you want this. But do you 100% fuck yes want this? Ask yourself that, okay? It's not what you do during the event, right? Usually it's what you do after that matters most. If we're going out on Saturday night or Sunday night, the following morning we get up, we have a decent breakfast, we go get a walk in, and we're not using the day as oh fuck it, I'm hungover and just going absolutely wild and getting McDonald's, getting a roll in the deli, getting McDonald's for lunch and then getting a Chinese for dinner. We're gonna have a balanced nutrition as much as possible. Yes, cravings will be up, but we know that. So have that plan in advance. Are you going to get a pizza? Are you going to, make a homemade spice bag? Are you actually planning on having a takeaway? And that's fine, but the rest of the meals need to be balanced and we're going to win the other meals, okay? So always win the next meal. Let's not sweat the small stuff. Let's enjoy the Easter weekend. If you have plans and you're not sure how to handle them, send me a message. We can run through it together. You have me to help you navigate during these times. It's like any bank holiday weekend. We probably have an event on like we usually do, and there's a little bit more chocolate around, and that's okay. Enjoy it. Have some balance in your nutrition and get straight back into it after. All right? Need that and just shout, and I'll chat to you soon. Have a good one.